How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a review. So today we're going to be talking about this guy. This right here is Jodie Whittaker's Tardis from Series 11. Now looking at the Tardis, you can clearly see that he's made from a classic box design. On it we have got the black public call, the yellow lock and the door handle on the front. On the next side panel we have just got mainly weathering. On the back it is exactly the same apart from the battery compartment and speaker holes. And the right panel is exactly the same as the left panel. So looking at this Tardis we can clearly see that the edges aren't straight and they are in fact bowed, a bit like the prop. But that could just be an issue with the classic Tardis designs that we have seen in the past. Pairing Jodie off with the Tardis, you can clearly see that they are in scale with each other and they go together perfectly. This Tardis has got many features on it which include lights and opening doors. Let's have a look at them. So when the Tardis is turned on and you place it down, it gives an effect with the blue light flashing on top like so. Now, in this light box you can't actually see the blue light so much, so I'm going to turn the blue light box off. And let's have a look at it once again. It leaves a steady blue flashing light, as you can see, just for a few minutes while it's placed down. When you lift the Tardis up, it gives a different sound effects as if the Tardis is taking off. And once again it also keeps that steady flashing blue light on top. Now for the part which I like the most about these Tardises, opening the doors and seeing it look bigger on the inside thanks to the interior card. Oh, there is no interior card in this at all. It's just a blank. This is basically a B&M Tardis, just with a few lights and a sound chip in it. I mean, look at that. Comparing this to what we had back when David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston were the Doctors. This is the comparison I'm talking about. We've got a clear interior design making the TARDIS look bigger back when David Tennant was the Doctor. But for Jodie, no, we'll just leave it blank. So back when I first got this TARDIS, there was actually a way to fix the interior card design. And that was just by printing off a sheet and sticking it in. So this is the interior which I printed off. I just printed it off on some standard paper and thought, yeah, I'll stick it in and see what it looks like on the inside. And now this is what my TARDIS looks like. I think this is 10 times better than the blank part, and you can also still see the light fading through a little bit from the back, which gives the impression of the TARDIS actually lighting up. So to me this TARDIS looks perfect in this condition and works well. But why couldn't character options put the interior card in? I mean, yeah, they put all the effort in with Jodie. They made a new wave. They made the TARDIS. But they couldn't put an interior card in. Yes, we haven't got the lights on the inside like we had back with the David Tennant TARDISes. And yes, there is only 2 sound effects and it doesn't have the spin and fly ability like the old TARDISes did. But it does the job. But why can't we have those abilities that we had before? This TARDIS reminds me a lot of the Matt Smith TARDIS we had back in 2010 to 11. Now a lot of people were actually disappointed with this TARDIS because it didn't have lights on the inside, as I will show now. So this is the soundtrack what plays when the doors are opened on the TARDIS, but when the doors are in fact closed, the sound stops. The sound chip stops playing. Yeah, we have none of this with the Jodie Whittaker TARDIS. I mean, the one door doesn't even hinge back. It just hangs there. But on the Matt Smith TARDIS you can see we have the spin and fly ability here, where we just grab it and spin it. Where on Jodie's TARDIS we have none of that. So to do it, it can be done, but it's nowhere near as good as the Matt Smith model. So all in all, what do I really think of the Jodie Whittaker TARDIS which was released? Well, I think we're lucky to get it because we weren't originally going to get a TARDIS. We originally had plans by Aldwan where it was going to be a combination of a classic box and the modern box, but that was going to cost too much, therefore we couldn't do that, and the compromise was to go with the classic boxes so I could continue to make classic Tardises exactly the same. However, yet that was a small issue, I still believe that they should have put an interior card in. I mean, look how much better that Tardis looks now with the interior card compared to before. Why couldn't Character Options do this? It looks good in with all the figures, clearly in scale and clearly recognisable as Jodie's Tardis. So because of this, I urge anyone who hasn't got this to get it, and it is currently on sale on Forbidden Planet now as well. Overall, I believe we're lucky to get this Tardis as well as the figures which we have actually got in the wave, because they weren't originally going to be released. I mean, we've got 3 variants of Jodie, which we can see here. And in addition to that, we have got the whole of the fam in 2 different variations, a Recon Dalek, a Jadoon and a Jadoon Captain. Overall, I believe this Tardis figure is a good figure to buy, and I would recommend it for anybody. That's it for this week's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for some more content.